What's going on, guys? King Strats here, back in another video on the channel. Today we have got some Peruvian street food, really Latin American street food. This is the main Peru one. I know they serve arepas pretty much all over the continent of South America. These are particularly from Colombia. Now, I did make these myself, so that's why they look sloppy. I'm not gonna say anything. Just look, but they're not supposed to be cut, but I cut them just for like presentation's sake, and then arepas are like a corn and it flat. Look, just bear with me, okay? Anyway, we got some salchipapa, which is basically sausage and fries with a whole bunch of other sauces on it. I did a mukbang a while ago with Banana King, which is a chain around here that makes this kind of food, but I made this kind myself, a little bit more macro friendly, a little bit more not gonna cause my arteries to clog because I can't eat like that every day. But we've got some turkey sausage going on instead of with the pork or other kinds, and of course regular fries. And I used my 3 sauces as well as a mayo that I made using cilantro and lime because, you know, I love cilantro and lime. So all 3 of these sauces are present. If you saw my mukbang yesterday, Taco Tuesday, I absolutely love them, and I said I was gonna put them in everything. Well, one day later, here we are. Anyway, and we've got some arepas over here. They're different kinds. We have got chicken, sausage, and then one with chicken and sausage, and all 3 have pineapple and chipotle mayo going on through the inside. I don't know what arepas are. They're basically like ground corn. They're not tortillas. They're much thicker. I've seen all different kinds of arepas. Diablito, which is like a deviled ham. Aguacate, I was gonna say. It's just the Spanish version of it. Any kind of meat, but they eat them for breakfast, lunch, dinner. They're eaten daily. Colombia and Venezuela predominantly. They're really good. I've had them a bunch of times. El Salvador does a similar thing like pupusa, I believe it's called. Why am I acting like I'm a food historian? Just shut up and eat, right? All right, let me get into it. I want to try this salchipapa. If you don't know what salchipapa, I said it before, but it is literally translated. It means sausage fries, literally. Like salchichas is sausage, and then papas are fries. That's it. But all kinds of different sauces, and I can't wait to try this because I've been smelling this, and you know the smell-o-vision I got. See? Blessed. Oh, yeah. Let me just show you. We got a good char on the sausage, which is what I was looking for. So you can see right there, that's the yum-yums, that's the flavor. All of those sauces, as well as that cilantro lime mayo that I made. It's literally chopped cilantro, squeezed lime, and mayo. Like, there's nothing else in it. What the heck kind of noise was that? You know the vibes. It's 3:30 in the morning. Is it later than that? No, it's 3:30 in the morning. And for some reason, today, I'm really hungry. And I'm usually not. But I had, of course, a very, very, very hard workout. I'm trying, basically, right now, to work out for 90 minutes straight without stopping. I'm not there yet. I have to take breaks. Usually they're breaks where I feel like I'm gonna throw up, but I want to be able to work out like without stopping from set to set. I'm doing giant sets, which is like a different exercise. Not CrossFit. It's weightlifting, but giant sets, that's what they're called. And it's something that I just started doing in the beginning of the month. So it's a rude awakening and it hurts, but I find stuff like that fun. You know, I talk about it with my food challenges, but with my workouts as well, I love to challenge myself. This is so good. I'm sorry. I know some people don't like when I talk my mouth full. And I'm trying to be more cognitive of it. I hear you. I do. But I can only be me. And when I turn the camera on, there's no script. I don't even know what I'm going to say before I turn the camera on. I don't know how other people do these kinds of things, but with live streams I've done, and now with this, I don't know what I'm going to say. I never did. I don't like scripting anything. I just feel like it's more organic. But see, there's the salchichas, the sausage going on inside, as well as that chipotle mayo, and you can see the pineapple. The reason I did pineapple, number one, I don't like avocado, and a lot of times these have avocado in there, and, well, I like pineapple. That's an explanation. Also, with al pastor, I was thinking of doing that, but I didn't have anything to make al pastor, but I did have these sausage sitting in my freezer. Oh my God, I love the taste of just this alone. The arepa itself, it's so good. You really taste that ground corn when you add it with that salty and the sausage and the sweet pineapple. Man, it's crazy. I've had, you ever see when women, I know men do it too, I don't want to sound like I'm just, but I've been on dates where I thought women will, when they're chewing, like, I don't care if you, this is cool, like, don't be bashful. And don't be one of them people that orders like a salad when you don't want a salad when you go out and eat. Like, get the salchichas. I'm just telling you. My own opinion, it's just mine. But they're so versatile and so delicious. I think of like grits with soul food. You can have them savory. You can have them sweet. You can have them any day. You know, any time of day. Polenta and things of that nature is what puts me in the mind of it. The funny part is I've never had a cheese arepa, and I love cheese, and I still have never had one. I gotta do that one of these times, but you're not gonna believe it when I tell you what this sausage is made of. Let me give you a few to guess. No one cares. This is actually venison. The sausage is venison, it's deer meat. And you would never know it. Oh, God. That's really, really good. Long story short, I have some friends that like hunt, but they don't hunt unless they're going to actually use the meat. Which, I'm not a hunter, I don't do that stuff, but I'm not going to tell anybody else what to do. But the thing I will respect is that they're not hunting necessarily for sport. They're hunting because they actually enjoy eating deer. So they make all kinds of different like stuff with it. And so they make sausage, jerky, ground venison steaks, things like that. And a lot of times they'll just kind of throw me some because it's a lot and they don't want to waste it. And I don't like wasting food. So here I am putting deer, which I don't even know if there are deer in South America, in an arepa, which I know those are down in South America. I cannot wait. And I'll tell you guys this right now. If/when this whole global thing subsides, I would love to travel. Obviously, I would start with the US and start making my way downtown. I was thinking about it this morning, but I want to start traveling and trying different places. I mean, I love North Jersey and we have some great food, but it'd be really cool to get out there and see what you guys are eating, you know, and kind of make a series of it. That's a plan, but right now, you know, we're kind of stuck and I'm doing a lot of stuff eating at this table. Whereas I would have been eating outside in restaurants, but right now we can't. This is so good. This, right, I'm just telling you, if you weren't here yesterday, find this. They're all good, but find this one specifically and just put it on stuff. My dad used to have this green jar. I forgot who made it. It was like called like Hoboken Eddie's or something like that. Hoboken is a city near me. Basically, I live a few miles away from Hoboken, and Hoboken is on the Hudson River, right across from Manhattan. So, Hoboken Eddie's was the name. He used to get this big jar of it. It was like $10, and he would put it. It was like a jalapeno spread, and he would put it in everything. Like he make mayo, mix that in there. Like he put it in his eggs, everything. And that reminds me of this. Like I'm gonna start doing that. Y'all gonna be like, in 3 days, y'all gonna get really annoyed with me when I'm doing like a KFC and I'm putting cilantro lime on it. It's gonna happen. It's gonna happen. By the way, I'm trying not to hold my mouth full. Being more cognitive. I love you. Oh, man. I have very thin, thick skin. And I don't mind when people say like things like that, you know, but at the same time, it won't hurt either way to do. So I'm trying. I try not to hold my mouth full. I can't do the smacking thing. That's involuntary though. Like when you hear the, That's because it's good, I'm sorry. So this one right here, you can see there's shredded chicken in it, which I use a little bit of like achote to make it like red. And then some other stuff. Pineapple, of course. And that chipotle mayo. It's so good. All it is, again, keeping it simple. This sauce mixed with mayonnaise and a little bit of some like hot peppers. I see why they eat Arepas all the time. Stupid good. I've actually never had pupusas, which people tell me to have, which is like I said, that like a Salvadorian version. It's where I want to travel. I want to go to El Salvador. I want to go to Colombia, to Medellin, Cartagena. You know what I'm saying? And get my global foodie on, but one day at a time. Right now I'm just trying to figure out what I'm having tomorrow for dinner. I'm gonna ask you this. Seriously, this thing? And I'm not saying this because I'm judging you. I'm curious as to why, if you're a person out there who does that, like say you're out to dinner, or you know, I've been on dates where I've seen that, and when you're chewing, is that because you think you have food on your mouth, or you don't want me to see you chewing? I'm curious. I'm not judging you. I don't think it's stupid. Like I'm Homeade to judge people. Like I got food hanging on my mouth the whole time while I'm eating, which I don't do in real life. Only on here. I'm curious as to why. If you do this, I know what you're doing back there. That be equivalent to me if it's probably ridiculous. If I was on a date and I'm like, why do I start laughing at my own jokes, bro? Yeah, no, you know, I feel what you're doing. I'm picking a booger, so I'm like, what are you doing back there? I feel like it draws attention to the whole thing. Anyway. So now, I'm staring at your mouth more than I would anyway. So, sometimes you gotta play it off, you know. I've told this story before, so I'll keep it short, but one time I did go on a date, and it was a first date. This was back in college, and we had been talking for a while, me and this girl. We finally went out, and she ordered this pasta, which looked bomb, by the way. It was like an Alfredo with bow ties, and halfway through the dinner, I realized she had a huge piece of parsley stuck in her teeth, and I was like, you don't feel that? I didn't say anything. I couldn't. I wanted to so bad. I was, but you couldn't. Because I felt like maybe she noticed too. You know, there's no way you don't notice a giant parsley leaf in here. It was huge. It was not like a little fleck. It was like a whole leaf of parsley. And it was right here. And she was smiling. And some of you guys haven't heard this before, but it just brings me to that mind. And finally, because we were on campus, her sister went to school there, who was a couple years older than her. And she happened to be at the restaurant we were at. So she called and she came over, introduced herself. And first thing she said, she looked at us like, you have a huge piece of parsley stuck in your teeth. So I wonder if she was like, yo, why didn't this guy tell me? But I didn't, I couldn't. How do you even combat that? Like, you just met. You know, like, I would tell somebody it was my friend, but like, you know, it's almost like the hair gel thing. And something about Mary, like, you want to say something, but you just can't get the words out. I wanted to. We dated after that for like a couple of months too, so it didn't stop me. You know, because that's parsley. You know, like, I don't care. So, it wouldn't be a big deal. I would say that I'm pretty easygoing when it comes to stuff like that in dates. You know, I don't really, unless it's something like egregious. I think I've told this story too. This story makes me sound so shallow, but it happened. But I'm gonna tell it again. I have to. There was a girl. Duh. This is how the story has to start. But I had had my eye on this particular woman, for, let's see, when we start talking, 5 or 6 months, legitimately. I think I first saw her in maybe October, and we didn't actually link up until like February, March, maybe later. So somewhere like that time frame. I just ate an ice cube. Yay. And anyway. So, anyway, to kind of make the story shorter so that I'm not wasting you guys' time. We were out one night at a bar, and we had seen each other a few times on campus, but never actually, whatever. So that particular day, I guess, like, it was just the right time, and we started talking, you know, for a while in the bar. So I make myself sound like I got her number, and we just started texting. Finally, we went on a date to Pizza Hut, because it's Iowa. So you go to Pizza Hut in Iowa because there's not many places that you would say are date worthy. So go to Pizza Hut. I'm not paid for everything. I don't do that. I liked her though. Number one. Number two, I mean everything, I spent like $25, which in college is like the equivalent of spending like $250 at dinner right now. Because you have no money. Like, $25 is what I like ate in a week. No joke. So, here's more joke. We went a couple of more days. Burrito place, you know, talking on the phone. We hang out. And finally, not to family place, but we stayed in the same home. My home. You know, that's what people do. They stay in houses. So, we were having a slumber party. That's all. Just a slumber party. And it was great. She was great. The vibe was great. This is the first time she stayed at my house. So, I don't really sleep. No, I still don't to this day. So she was asleep, and I was at the foot of my own bed playing PlayStation. Look, I was 19, bro, okay? So, playing this game, I heard... if I start laughing, you know the story's about to take a left-hand turn. I heard a... no other way to say it. So you know, it startled me. I'm, you know, playing Madden to the 25. Nah, I didn't hear what I heard. So I continue playing. Hey, you know, 2 minutes later, first stop. At this point, man, I don't care who you are. Second fart. You're gonna be a little like, what's going on here? You know what I mean? But I still let her go. But at this point, it was like intervals. Every 30 seconds for the next 10 to 15 minutes. There's no coming back from that. I know. And there's somebody watching it going, oh, well, maybe she's lactose intolerant. Why the F would you go eat pizza then? On a first date? On a second date? On a fifth date? No matter what date. Why are you gonna eat pizza then? That's like me. Are there certain foods in the world that give me, you know, the... Yeah. I can tell you. You wanna know? Hold on. Let me put some more of that on there. Cabbage. Cabbage gives me gas. 100% of the time. That means no matter where I go, I don't care if I go to an Irish pub and they sell corned beef and cabbage, which I love, I'm not getting it. Unless I'm at a point where I'm comfortable enough with you that I can just be like, I ate cabbage and it's gonna be a bad night, baby. But we weren't there. So I never talked to her after that. I couldn't come back from it. Does that make me bad? Is that an L? Y'all can tell me. Y'all be honest. Let me know in the comments. You know, I'll chop it up with y'all in the comments. Here's the chicken one again. That's the other half. Shredded chicken with cheese. I really like this one. So that's rare for me to have stuff that I can't come back from. But that is always one that I use. Because I couldn't come back from Fartgate. I just couldn't. I wanted to. I actually saw her, like, in the spring. So maybe like May. Because again, this is like February. And I saw her out in the same place. And she's like, hey, how you been? And I'm like, oh, I've been great. How are you? And she looked good. You look good. But she's like, oh, whatever happened? I was like, I was just in a weird place. I didn't want to say it, you know, because I wasn't trying to be rude about it. So I said that I was just in a weird place in my head, which is also true. That was true. But I didn't want to say, listen, you was blowing my room up. It smelled. It did. It smelled too. I'm not shallow enough to think women don't fart. I get it. But damn. Come on now. We gotta be at a certain level for that stuff to start happening. Because it made me think, if this was the time when you were trying to be on your best behavior, what was this going to be like in a year? I don't know. Looking back, it sounds really shallow. But I was like 19 at the time. Like, 19-year-old, no offense to anybody out there who's 19. 19-year-old brains. At least my 19-year-old brain, let me say that. It didn't work the way that my brain works now. I don't want to offend any 19-year-olds because I'm not saying you're not mature as a 19-year-old. I'm saying you're not mature as... I'm just kidding. You'll understand what I'm saying when you're like 25. You know. And I say this one a lot. Think about how you as a 19-year-old acted when you were 14. 5 years is a huge growth period. You're not the same person. You see things differently. You think about things differently. You assess problems differently. You resolve them differently. It's just a part of growing up, getting older, like being like maturation. This is how it happens. It's not a knock against anybody. You know, when I was 19, 20, I was a hothead. And I'm not saying that you were or anybody is. It's just the way I look now. It would take a lot for me to get even really mad. I don't get mad anymore, which I think pisses people off even more. This is weird, but you know, overall, I'm just like a really positive person because of the things that happened when I was 19. You know, whether it was breakups, which we've all had breakups, you know. And by the way, anybody going through that, trust me when I say this, you're gonna be alright. Especially if it's somebody who was your better half, you know. It's very, and that's the same thing. When I was 19, and I went through a breakup, I took it a lot harder than I would now. The way I look at things now is there's so many people that have been a huge part of my life that I don't even talk to anymore. Like, people I was cool with when I was 19, the people I was cool with when I was 15, the people I was cool with when I was 24, people that I spent every day with, like, day in, day out. And I'm not even just talking about relationship, even friends. Like, we're still cool, but my two, like, boys from college, we were like brothers, but we were always together. Always. One of them was my roommate. You know, so literally we were always together. And the other one lived down the street, and we would literally just get up and drive to his house and chill. You know what I'm saying? So, and we still talk from time to time, but my friends that I had my freshman year, I don't know what the hell they're doing right now. My friends I had in high school, if we got in touch and saw each other, we would act like nothing ever changed, but I haven't talked to them in years. And relationships I've been in, same thing. Like, I've been in relationships where I was with the person every single day. I lived with somebody, and we don't speak at all. Like, at all. I haven't spoken to her since it's been, you know, gone. And I don't hate her. I don't dislike her. I don't anything, but I handled that breakup, and that was someone that I lived with, better than I handled someone that I dated for 2 months when I was 17. Because at this point, I'm just like, we move. And I didn't have that attitude when I was younger, and that's just what I mean. When you've had enough breakups, when you've realized that people in your life, I actually think this was a Kanye West line. It is. It's in that song he did with Adam Levine on Late Registration. My beard is growing back. That's why I keep scratching. It's so itchy. He says, people in your life are seasons. It's a truth. They just change. It's like, you're going to have like one constant maybe. Most people don't have the same friends from when they were 5. I'm fortunate enough that my best friend now I've known since I was 5 years old. But even him, when I was in college, we didn't talk much. I was away. You know what I mean? When I came home, it was like I never left. But people in your life are seasons, man. It's real. So I know we've been through those breakups where it feels like, oh man, like, what am I going to do? You know, that's my better half. We did everything together. And you get your ass up and you move. It happens. It happened to me. Like I said, I lived with somebody for multiple years. And we did clearly everything together because we shared a house. And we don't even talk anymore. And I am in no way depressed about that. Like I said, I don't dislike her. I have no ill will toward her. I hope wherever she is in the world, she's doing great. Like, the truth. But that's just a part of the game. That's a part of life, man. You're gonna have friends. You're gonna lose friends. You're gonna have relationships. You're gonna lose relationships. And I know sometimes people think that was the one, or that was this, and that was. If that was the one, y'all wouldn't be broken up. Either way, you know, whether it was your fault, her fault, or it just didn't work out, you wouldn't have broken up. The ones don't break up. I'm telling you. They will, like, no. The only way you're leaving is in a casket. You get what I'm saying? Like, till death do us part, one way or the other. Like, you try to leave, it's till death do us part, you feel me? I'm not insinuating anything, but that's kind of just, it's, I'm saying this because I've talked to so many people over the years that have gone through these breakups and stuff, and I'm telling them that, like, in a year you won't care. You won't. You'll find something else to do with yourself. And that might not be another relationship. That might be some other a hobby or some kind of passion that you picked up. You know? But you'll be okay. You will be okay. And I know sometimes people can't see that because it's hard to say when you're not going through it. But I've been through so many breakups. But now I'm so quick to cut somebody off. My eject button is like, okay, goodbye. No joke. The last person I stopped talking to, it just took one thing that I was like, listen, I really don't appreciate that you do this. And the reaction that they gave me, it's a true story. This is how quick it is for me. There was something that really bothered me that they were doing. To me. Like, not on their own or not a part of the character, but in our interaction. And they were like, okay, well, let's talk about it. And I said, okay, well, here's the issue. They laughed. I swear to God. They were like with me, like in my house. I was like, okay, you can leave. I was just like, for real. Then there was like, you know, like, do you want me to get somebody to get a ride? There was no Ubers back then. So we were like, going to get a ride. So now take it home. Got in the car. How you doing? You know, everything's great. Got in the car. It's like a business, bro. Got in the car, drove to her house, dropped her off. And she looked at me like, really? I didn't say anything. I was like, because I said it. Like, I'm the type of person that if I say something, listen to me, because I'm not joking. And I will never just cut somebody off, you know, just cause. I'll try to talk it out and be an adult about things, but we've got to come to some sort of, at least you hear me, you know, and you're respecting my opinion, because I'm going to give you that same respect, and I didn't get that respect. So if I say I have an issue with something, you laugh, you might as well just be like, yo, and flip me off, because it's the same thing. Like, you might as well spit in my face. So I was like, nah, this is not. So you can't apologize. Like, you can apologize from that, but for me, like, there's no going forward from that, because that's just like complete red flag, and it was just deuces. And we had only been talking for like less than a month. It was like, goodbye, bro. That's it. And I didn't even say nothing. You know, I said, I wish you well. That's it. Goodbye. That was it. That's how quick it is for me. You know, and I wouldn't have done that when I was 19. I might have argued. No, I'm too old. No. I just drank 21 ounces of liquid like it was me. But I just wanted to say that one because I know people do go through those kinds of things, and the whole like growth process, like you will not be the same person in 5 years, 10 years. You just won't. So anyway, that was delicious. Tomorrow we actually got something different because something new came out. So when you're seeing this, it either have already been out. I might have posted the video beforehand and just posted this one later. I'm not sure yet because it's something new. I just found out like 20 minutes before I started cooking. So I got to get that review up on the channel for you guys. So anyway, we'll be back tomorrow. More content. I love you. The hand signs, they're just on YouTube now. And I don't know, they're just hand signs. I love you.